Hello, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Facebook Live event here at Operation Brightside's offices. Today we have Eliza Musumeci here to talk to us about plastic film and plastic bags. So, Eliza, can you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do here?
Sure. So my name is Eliza Musumeci. I work for Brightside St. Louis. I'm the Sustainability Education and Outreach Coordinator here. And Brightside, as well as St. Louis City Recycles, the county, and a number of other partners, we're all part of this One STL group, which is a regional sustainability collaborative. And it's important through our One STL group, particularly our materials and recycling working group, to educate everyone in the metro area about what to recycle in their home bins and what to keep out. And one of the most important things to keep out are plastic bags and plastic films.
Oh, wow. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what plastic film actually is? Because I know plastic bags are just your typical grocery bag, but what about plastic film?
So plastic bags are pretty obvious. It's a plastic bag. But if you notice, it's kind of like this stretchy plastic film, which is the same thing as our other plastic films, which would include bread bags, newspaper sleeves, even like these air pockets, other packaging material, Ziploc bags, and even like mailers, like this Amazon Prime mailer is considered plastic film. So what you look for is not the number on there, not what the symbol is, but is it a stretchy plastic film and is it clean? It is. So those are the types of things that can go back to the grocery store for recycling or a local retail store. If you look on this bag here, it says recycled if clean and dry, store drop-off plastic bag. Even this air packet pillow says store drop-off, and it's even labeled plastic film. Same with this mailer here, store drop-off plastic bag. So you want to see if that plastic film is stretchy, if it's similar material to a plastic bag. You don't want to put that in your home recycling bin. You want to take that back to the grocery store for recycling.
Okay.
Yeah, just like plastic bags. Don't put those in your bin.
All right. So how do these things affect the recycling process then, if they get into the recycling stream?
So if by mistake a plastic bag makes it in your recycling bin, it's with your paper, your cans, your cardboard, cartons, all that. It goes together to the recycling facility known as the Materials Recovery Facility. It's scooped up onto a huge conveyor belt where it's zooming down a line. There are some people there grabbing what looks like major items that aren't recyclable, but they don't have time to open plastic bags or pull every item off. So these bags and film, because of their material, they get flattened and they get tangled really easily in the machinery gears. It's just like if you drove over a plastic bag with your car and it gets sucked up into the engine. That's not helping anything. The same thing happens at the Material Recovery Facility, and then it actually shuts down.
Wow.
And we have a question on Facebook. Rachel wants to know, how often do the machines actually get jammed with plastic bags and plastic film?
Yeah.
Is it every now and again? Is it regularly?
It's more often than you think. It's up to 5 hours a day of lost working time. Imagine if you have your computer, you're ready to use it for the day, and a fifth of the time you can't use it because it's shut down. Because what happens is workers actually have to go in and manually cut out the plastic bags and film from the machinery gears, and it is quite hazardous.
Wow. Yeah. So how does that affect the workers then? Like, can that be a danger to them if...
Definitely. I mean, they're there suspended over this equipment. They can't run anything on the line during that time. And then the plastic bags, because everything moves so quickly, the plastic bags and film that do make it through contaminate our other good recyclables. They could end up with cans easily. We see it often in paper bales because the plastic's flattened as it goes through the facility, so it behaves like paper and gets treated like that. So it's really important that we keep plastic bags and film out of our recycling bins. Take them back to the store.
So now that we know that plastic film can't be recycled in our at-home bins, can you tell us a little bit more about where they can be recycled?
Yeah, a number of stores, probably more than you think, are going to have a bin near the entrance or kind of in like a entryway for recycling. Many grocery stores will have a plastic bag drop-off bin. Local retailer stores, I know like Lowe's, Target, our favorite Schnucks's and Deerbergs, they all have these bins right there to put your plastic bags and these other plastic films. So you can deflate these air pockets or bubble wrap and just take them back to the store. You know, if you get a mailer, just rip the label off if you're worried about your information or it has a really large label on it. Just rip that off as best as you can and take it back to the store. And then from there, all of this material, because it's similar, can be recycled together because it's going to a special place that only handles this type of material.
Mm-hmm. So what are some tips you could give people at home for, you know, keeping their plastic items separate from?
Yeah, so if you get this stuff, I mean, at my house, I literally have a bag where I call it my bag of bags. I stuff any type of plastic film that I may get, but it's really best to try to avoid getting these things. I mean, I shop on Amazon, so I get these mailers and I recycle the ones I can back at the store, but I avoid plastic bags because so many are used. Every second in the United States, 2,663 plastic bags are used in the United States.
Wow.
So you really want to remember to bring your own reusable bag while you shop. I mean, if you're grabbing one or two items, so you don't need a bag. Or
Right.
even if you forgot in your car, maybe you can carry those items to your car, then throw it in your bag.
Awesome.
We have another question online. Megan wants to know, are there any uncommon types of plastic or plastic film that should be recycled at a drop-off location? Maybe something we're not showing here or thinking about?
A few others would be like bread bags, produce bags. So when you go and get your vegetables and you put those in those little green bags, those are recyclable as well. You just don't want any food in there. Dry cleaner bags. So when you pick up your clothes from the dry cleaner, that bag is recyclable. The hanger is not recyclable at all.
Oh,
You
good
can
to
take
know.
that back to the dry cleaners. Save the hanger. Those are probably the most common ones.
Awesome. So, what about, now that we've talked about the items that, you know, cause some problems, what are some things that we can remind the people watching that they can actually recycle in their bins?
Of course. So to make it easy, because I know we talk a lot about what we shouldn't recycle, but we really just want to stick with the 6. So the 6 items you should always recycle are paper, cardboard, you want to keep it flattened so you have more room for great recyclables in your bin. Plastic bottles and containers, just put the lids right back on. Glass bottles and jars, metal food and beverage cans, as well as food and beverage cartons. You just attach lids right back onto any jar or bottle. You can leave the labels on. You just want to make sure that everything is empty. If it had a lot of food in it, give it a quick rinse so it's not, you know, have a lot of residue in there. And then another important thing is, after you have all your recyclables, like this example I brought here, you know, it's got bottles and paper in it. It's in a plastic bag. You don't want to bag up your recyclables. You want to make sure everything is loose. So
Okay.
this can go back to the store. Now my recyclables are all loose and it won't jam the equipment because they don't open bags at the sorting facility. Any bagged recyclables are contained in a plastic bag or getting sent to the landfill. So it's a very expensive trip to landfill and your hard work goes to waste.
Yeah.
And we have one last question, ladies. Lori wants to know, and I think this is a great question, especially for what we're talking about today. What happens to the plastic film? Like, what does plastic film turn
great
into when you recycle
Yeah.
it?
Generally it turns right back into plastic bags. Yeah, they're gonna chop it up, melt it back down, and get that material back out of it for something else. So, you know, you might see like a little symbol on here. That just tells us what type of plastic it's made of. You want to ignore any numbers that you see on plastic bags. You just want to look for, is it stretchy plastic? You can take it back to the store. If it's a plastic bottle or container, that's good to recycle in your home bin.
Great, thank you.
Perfect. So we just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching us today. If you have any other questions about recycling, you can visit recycleresponsibly.org to answer all of your recycling questions.
Yeah.
And then if you have any other questions, we are available to answer them on Facebook.
At 1STL.
Yes. And also, stay tuned for our next event coming up. We will let you know when that is on social media, so stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.